Then based on 1.3 million sale price, then the difference of 500,000 will be your cash or CPF.
Wow. Like
this
not a
this
lot of
one,
people have like half a million.
you have this PAP scheme, not by our government, but parent assistance scheme, parent assistance program.
Welcome to the Real Talk, and we have
Jackie from Everyday Idiot.
Caleb and Joy from Property Mom.
And purpose of this podcast is to share the real insight of the property market, how it will benefit or affect you.
So today's topic will be all Singaporeans' favorite, about the BTO. So it's about the prime location housing, the plus, and the standard one.
So Jackie, when you say that, right, I really got a lot of friends that asked me during gathering.
Yes.
How come BTO 弄到这么乱? It's like going McDonald's, right? I buy a la carte, or is it a standard, or is it an upsize? So maybe we can share with all our friends right here and share about the in-depth and when the scheme all started and the purpose behind it.
Yeah, so the prime location housing was first announced in 2021. The plus housing scheme was announced last year during the National Day rally by our Prime Minister.
And I remember that the first prime location is at Rochor.
So what is the characteristic of this new, prime location housing?
So definitely the plus we don't know yet until the first plus scheme will come out in April this year.
Okay.
The Bayshore BTO.
So if you want to know more, then you say more, then we will do an episode on that.
So what are the characteristics of this prime location housing? Okay, first, instead of the 5 years MOP, it is 10 years now, regardless whether it's new or even later resale. Okay, so the PLH, which is the prime location housing, the income ceiling even after MOP is still based on the 14,000 income ceiling. Okay, and then not only that, the whole unit cannot be rented out. Only the rooms can be rented. So
for normal units, right, normal resale unit, you can rent out the whole unit after you have MOP. But for prime location housing, you can't. You can only rent out as room only.
Wow.
yes, and then in addition to that,
Highlight.
yes, that's why it's the money one. Everyone is concerned one. So there's a clawback of subsidies. So what we know of, like Rochor, it was announced at 6%, but based on HDB website, it says 6 to 8% subsidies clawback upon resale of flats.
Okay, Jotomate. So I don't quite understand. So I think a lot of people will say that, hey, clawback means what? What does it mean by subsidies clawback? So does it mean that you are telling me if, let's say, I buy this HDB, then next time I want to sell at 1 million, then HDB will take back, if it's 6%, it's 60,000, is it?
Yes. So the clawback is 60,000 if you sell a Rochor flat later on,
So
10
it
years
will
later.
It will be something like the resale levy, but not called resale levy, but will be labeled as the clawback subsidy.
Oh, so HDB Min Zhou Gang just take back 60,000 now when you sell? Okay.
So HDB will see profit 10 years later. Yeah.
So when we talk about income ceiling cap after MOP, you are saying that, when we buy, of course, we know that there's a cap.
Yeah.
So now
Yes.
if when me as a seller, I sell it to a buyer,
Correct.
the cap continues.
Yes. So for example, let's say if I'm the buyer of your resale flat next time after your MOP, I will be subjected for the 14K ceiling cap as well.
So meaning with the 14K, right, let's say for this 14K income, right, for a 25 years loan, right, means that roughly can only loan about 795,000.
Oh yes, that's around there. So let's say for then that will give us the maximum property price of 1.06 million. And how will this impact you? So for example, let's say now today at Pinnacle Duxton, a 4-room will cost you around 1.41 million.
Ching!
Yes. Okay, and meaning if you want to sell in the future, like let's say 1.3 million for
Okay,
this
what?
prime location housing. Yes, it's good money. Yes. But the difference of 500,000, because let's say the loan is only like 795, right? Then based on 1.3 million sale price, then the difference of 500,000 will be your cash or CPF.
Wow. Like
So
not,
so this
not
this
a lot of
one-
people have like 500, half a million.
You have this PAP scheme, not by our government, but parent assistance scheme, parent assistance program.
So
Yes.
our dear children, actually, either if you're watching this, so you have no PAP scheme lah from us, okay? So we also like, because we are on the ground most of the time, right? Maybe we share like what are the sentimental, sentiments among the current seller that's already in a prime or plus area.
Wow, as what we know of now, actually some of the HDB sellers are using this new housing model scheme to push up their asking price. Yeah.
In Israel, because we went for one
Yes.
viewing. Yeah, this exactly, we bought a buyer, and then that is exactly from the horse mouth, from the seller that unit that we went.
Yes. So the agent actually
Gossip.
tell our buyer, our client, he say that, oh, you don't know, this one is under the plus meh. Then that's why
That's
the
why
kind
my
of
price also
lah.
plus lah.
Yeah. So we don't even know what is the plus scheme like now. So yeah, a bit, yes.
Okay, then what are the sentiment among the current PLH buyers, right? They are already in the prime and plus area. So their concern for this group of buyers, right, is the longer waiting time. Because first of all, the 5-year construction is already there. That's a must. Plus 10 years MOP. And what if during these 15 years, right, their family start to grow? Like let's say now it's just a couple who register themselves, right, for the prime location one. Then what if these 15 years suddenly they have first child, then the second child and third child? So within these 15 years, if they have growth in their family size, then this will affect them because they will be locked in for these 15 years for sure.
Which I think is normal because a lot of us, like we are friends, right, when they ballot for BTO, right, even our video guy right here, or Pak Tor that time, okay, propose, then guys like to propose using BTO lah, sidetrack. So the thing is, when they propose, right, then when they go to HDB hub, when they select the house, right, usually those YOLO lah, 2%. So you see, build is 5 years. So let's say they decided, okay, RM first. So 2 years later when they have baby, right? So likely when they move in, right, during the construction, when they collect the key, probably maybe they have a baby already.
Yeah.
Right. So
Around there.
if let's say the couple felt that, at first they'll say that, 3-room HDB, I think it's enough for 2 packs. But
Yeah.
what if you have 1 kid or 2 kid that comes along?
And then you need a maid.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah, helper is very important. So to have peace in the house. So the thing is, maybe then when you collect key, so the key thing is MOP start when you collect key.
Yep.
And normally it's 5 years. So now we are talking about 10 years.
Yes.
So we were joking offline, say if you have a kid, before you move in, by the time you MOP, your kid PSLE already.
Finish.
Oh, finished.
Finish.
So that also brings us to the second point that we hear a lot because we help a lot of family to shift house, right? A lot of family actually why they shift house, key thing is because they want good school. Oh no, every school is good, okay? So but they want maybe
School of their choice.
school of their choice or their alumni or
Yeah.
they have preference. So if you have this MOP, then I feel a bit stuck lah.
So I think the top flow, like let's say for buyers for this kind of prime location, right, they need to really think it through. So not just about the location and also your family planning. Does these 10 years, does this house really suit you in 10 years time? Yeah, we need to think it through.
10 years? No.
No, 15.
May I correct you?
15.
It's 5 plus 10.
Yes,
It's
15.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jackie, I remember you mentioned that your friend did ballot for a prime location housing, right? So he has any regrets or?
Okay, so my friend who bought the prime location housing, because actually partly they want the city living, and then because actually the parents also stay near the location. The parents are staying in Holland.
Okay.
So they took this flat mainly is because it's near to the parents and all. And of
Yes.
course, like right now it's just a couple. They're not even married yet. So I think
Wow.
they will fall into just now what we discussed about. Like they will need to think it through. Does the flat will suit their needs in 15 years time? Throughout
Yes.
these 15 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they, Jackie's friend, I think they have already thought it through lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean it's near parents, so parental help
Parental
is
support
important,
is
right?
very
Exactly.
important.
Exactly.
So yeah, we benefited from that because parental support is really very important for family with kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so for this PLH, right, first home owner, right, do you
Yep.
think that they will actually benefit, or like strike Toto like those owner at Pinnacle at Duxton?
Yeah, I think being the first owner for this kind of housing, this PLH, right? So I think the first owner will still see a profit,
Yeah.
but I don't think it will be like, like now, like Pinnacle at Duxton, some maybe profited 500,000-600,000 from there. Yeah, so I think this will likely reduce the effect of a windfall. So which I mean is what
Government wants.
government wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
So actually that's right. In fact, like just like my friend who bought DBSS last time, right, in Toa Payoh. So we all said, okay, me and my other friends, then we said, wow,
You got a lot of
bought
friends there. Wow, you got a lot of friends by
I'm slightly older, so my group of friends, they're all buying like upgrading and house. Yeah. So okay, so wait. So let's come back to this DBSS guy. So when he first bought the DBSS back then, a 5-room in Toa Payoh, he bought it around 600 plus to 700 plus thousand. So me and my other friends actually we still say that wow, it's very, very expensive last time.
Back then lah, but now I
then.
hear wow,
Yeah,
not bad.
but of course, I mean like 1-2 years ago, then he asked me to sell his upgrading. So when I sold his place,
卖多少？卖多少？
yeah, so it will be around 1.2 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
So-
if back then you tell me 1.2, I think not possible.
Yeah, exactly. So after looking at his profit, then I got quite shut up lah.
But the key thing is also because that DBSS, right, wasn't, that don't have this income cap.
Of course, that's right. So I think the main difference is really because of the income cap, that the buyer of the flat can have any income as high as possible. He can have like 20-30K income and he can still come and buy this.
Yes. So I think for those who are thinking of buying a PLH flat, right? So I think there are still alternatives whereby you won't be kept by so many regulations on it. Yeah. So you can look at the resale in those prime location, which is not affected by this scheme, and I think it might work better sometimes for your situation. Yeah.
So in summary, public housing is meant to be affordable for everyone. So if you want to buy PLH, right, and want to have a windfall, so I feel
还有机会吗？
sorry, it may not happen, okay?
Yeah.
But if you want to like enjoy city living and then you want to have some profit, definitely PLH will still make some money for you.
Yes. So for those who intend to go and ballot for this PLH, you do need to consider the longer MOP period.
Yep.
And then the income cap for the next buyer that will limit the group of buyers that can afford your house. But of course, I mean, we talk about 14K now, but I mean, 10 years later, the income cap may increase or even maybe tomorrow it will increase.
Yeah.
To 20K.
Then you will what
Likely. Last time chicken rice 250.
Yeah.
This week my son say roti prata maybe $3. Yeah, so we never know, things might change.
Yes.
And then I think buy in a few things in consideration, whether the location is good for you, but not having this mindset that I buy because I make money, because
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
sometimes 10 years a bit too long. So for those who are keen to know more about the Plus model, which we'll only know in April, follow us, and we should be doing another episode about this pretty soon. All right, this is Joy and Caleb from Property Mom, and
Jackie from Avenue 88.
we will
see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.